All right, looks like we are live in YouTube. Just double checking. Let me see if I can just be sure that we are live. Just hang on 1 second. If you're already there, just give me a boost in the energy. Yeah, boost in the energy by saying hashtag live in the comments. All right, I guess, and let me inform that I'm live. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. This is Srimaya. I am an online coach and consultant. For all of you wonderful coaches and consultants who would like to, do better marketing, selling, and communication in their business. Okay. So I have been helping a lot of coaches and consultants across niches, and I also have two niches that I'm working on. Number one is the advertisement part, the funnel part, sales funnel part for online coaches and consultants. That's one niche. And the other niche that I'm working on is have been working. In fact, that was the first niche, and that has been one of my favorite and very close to heart is communication skills. However, I am only restricted to the people of Odisha. I belong to Odisha, and I'm trying to empower people, Odia working professionals, job seekers to improve their communication skills. Today's video is a very special one because throughout my life, if I have lost uh, something, then I mean, lost in business or lost relationship or lost wealth or lost opportunities. One of the biggest reason for that has always been definitely number one, I will say that emotional intelligence, and number two, I would say is definitely communication skills. And communication skills and emotional intelligence are two sides of the coin, and they really go hand in hand. I mean, in a way that if you're not emotionally intelligent, you will not be a good communicator, and if you are not a good communicator, then you will not be emotionally intelligent. Okay, so they're like two sides of the coin. And I've been a student of these skills: emotional intelligence, communication skill, and obviously the marketing and selling skill. That's another skill which, because of which, I mean, I did not pay enough attention to these three things, because of which I lost a lot of things in my life. Luckily, I have been able to put attention and focus to learn these things on a continuous basis. And as I learn, I help people to also understand bits and pieces of that in the best possible way, in the simplest possible way. Today's session is dedicated to all of you coaches and consultants who are maybe starting out, or maybe you're already a pro in your game. However, somewhere you feel stuck, that people are repelling from you in one point of time, or maybe when you're starting off, people are not getting attracted towards you through your communication skills. You know that somewhere something is missing, then this video should give you a kind of a roadmap to what not to do, and not only what not to do, what to do. So, without any further ado, let me first give you few examples of the hundreds of instances where I have seen my team members, other team members, other coaches, team members, coaches and consultants making blunders after blunders while communicating. Okay. So let me show you some, just like couple of examples. Okay. Just to give you an idea of what are we dealing with. Okay. Now, even before I tell you, show you that example, I want to tell you very clearly that communication skills is a learnable skill. Okay. And many people think that communication, people have myth that English is equal to communication. I hope you do not have that myth. English is just a language. You can be communicating in Telugu or Tamil or Marathi or Bengali, but the language fluency is one part that is definitely important. However, for example, if you are communicating in English and you're mispronouncing because you have a mother tongue influence, that's a blunder, and we should remove that. So language fluency is definitely important, whichever language that you're communicating with your clients and customers and you're conducting your online business with. However, that is not all of communication. Communication has a lot to do, as I said, with behavioral intelligence, with your thought process, with the way you've been thinking and you've been behaving. That has a lot to do with how you are verbally or non-verbally communicating. Okay, so let me show you some example, and these are real life examples where either we have lost a client or lost a team member because of miscommunication. Okay, this is from their side, so I just want to give you one quick example. Okay, so let me just see if I can pull up my Canva here, okay, and make it full screen. I hope you're able to see it. So this is one of the examples where we had a client, for a coach and a consultant, okay, who is a healer, right? Who is a healer, and I'm sorry, I think I lost my video feed. Just give me 1 second. Okay, looks like I am back. Yes, I am back. All right. So let me share the screen. Okay, just give me 1 sec. All right. So I hope now you're able to see this, right? Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for confirming. So this person was a healer, okay, and she had huge amount of experience, right? And there was this situation where we wanted to have a call with them. Okay, call with her, and this is how she's talking. This is as recent as February. Okay, I will let you know if I can manage tomorrow to have a call. So we said that tomorrow 5 to 6 p.m. we have a slot open. uh, if you are okay, we will do it, or we can have it next week. So she says, we'll let you know. All right, then look at this. Yeah, fix up tomorrow, send me link, I will connect from here, right? So this is just one instance. She's always very directly talking. She always been very direct while communicating, and that sends a vibe of directing us what to do, what not to do, right? Even though we have always been very clear that we are not somebody who is working for you. We are somebody who is working with you, right? And I have that clear communication set with everybody, right? So even though we do that, they treat us as if we are under them just because they have made a payment. So please never communicate with your vendors like this. All right. Yeah, fix up tomorrow. Send me link. I will connect from here. Okay. And after the call, she says, send recording. Where is please? There is no please here. There is no, request here. There is only an order. Okay. Now let me tell you some more example. Let me give you some more example. There was a landing page that we had created. All right. And you see, this is how she says, you copied wrong, recheck. I mean, you could have modified it and she could have said that, I think there are a couple of things which are missing. Could you please recheck? No, but you copied wrong and recheck. And this has been happening a lot of times over and over again. And because of that, we had to terminate the agreement with her only because of this, because she has been very impolite while communicating with us, even though she calls herself a healer, and even though she has a lot of experience. With all due respect, um, of to her experience and expertise, she did not know how to communicate, and because of that, she lost us. She lost the contract with us, and things became very rough, and I had to say no to her. So this is just one example. Now let me give you another example of team communication. Okay. All right. Now this is another blunder that we saw, right? Um, right now this is an example of a person who is 24 years old, and she is communicating with our expert who is a 34 years old person. And and the person is the 24 years old lady is actually working in one of our clients team, and she's trying to learn video editing and Canva designing skills from our team member. And that is an extra service that is an extra mile that we decided to walk for our client, because the deal was just to design the Canva images for the coach, and also edit the videos for the coach, right? Now, um, because they requested that, hey, I want my team member also to learn from you, we said, okay, that's fine, we will give some extra time and we will help you whenever our expert does that. He will have a Zoom call with you and get that done. We'll give you the training. Now you see, it's not just about the age, it's also about the experience and designation, right? So, and also about the need. Now, who has the need? Put in the chat box, who has the need? Did we have the need to train her? No. The client has the need and request to have us train her. Now that's an extra service, right? Everything is chargeable per hour in coaching and consulting business, right? However, we did not bother to ask anything extra. We decided that yes, we will do it. But things became out of hand, out of control, when the client decided, not only one, that we are always available to train, even though we are always we are like mostly full on our plate, and any number of resources are always less for us. Right now we have 4 resources who are working in this particular niche, and even though the number is 4, we are still, I mean, we probably can go for more, right, as the business grows. But long story short, this 24-year-old lady who is in need to learn did not have any wrong intention. That's the catch here. There was no wrong intention for her to order anything, or talk, you know miscommunicate about anything. But look at how she is writing. Okay, she's saying, the lady's name is P and my person's name is K. So P is asking K, as per the discussion, you have to share the video one day before publishing the reels. The spelling of reels is incorrect. Okay, you have to. Where do you use the modal verb have to? Right, it is where you are giving an order. Right, you have to wear uniforms to come to the school. Right, you have to keep your shoes outside, otherwise the floor will be dirty or soiled. So have to is a modal verb which is used instead of must, in a very strict way, when you're passing orders, when you're but she didn't know that, because she doesn't know communicate how to communicate. She doesn't know the nuances of communication. She has knowledge on the language but not on communication. If you got this point, I've got it in the chat box. This is a very recent example of somebody doing this kind of a mistake, and there are thousands of these which I come across each month. Thousands of such instances where people know the language but they don't know how to communicate. You see what I mean? If you got it, I've got it in the chat box. Now look at another message where she says, P says, replies to a message from K, that referral last discussion. Right, referral last discussion, which means in reference or with reference to. Right, last discussion we will upload in the social media and you will guide us, share the link. Where is please, where is kindly? Right, it is an extra service that we are giving you. That's why I gave you the background, so that you will understand what exactly I'm trying to point out here. Right, Are you feeling it? Type I feel it, right? Type I feel it if you're really able to figure out what I'm trying to say. Now this is a classic mistake of a Gen Z, who we have taken the responsibility to train, so that she becomes very disciplined, because her mother is known to me, and her mother actually requested me that, why don't you train my daughter, to start this digital marketing and stuff, because it is really booming, and she has just finished her 12th, and she is preparing for engineering, and in the meantime she can learn a little bit about how the work culture and this and that. I said, okay, fine, no worries, let's go ahead and do that. Now what we did is, we gave her a video to edit, and she edited it, and after editing, our expert K again, gave her a list of feedback, that she can work on. Okay, in a very nice way. Okay, he literally, pointed out point wise. He gave the feedback, and look at the reply. Okay, I'll work on it. Where is thank you for the feedback? I appreciate your time on going through this particular video. Where is that? There is only one sentence. Okay, I'll work on it. So, if you keep communicating like this, there's a lot of probability that your team, your internal team, your vendors, and your clients will just repel from you. As easy as that. Everybody needs respect. Everybody needs to be treated well. Everybody needs to be paid attention to. Yes, there are times where we need to be assertive with our clients, with our team members, but we don't have to be aggressive. There are four types, right? Typically aggressive, passive, submissive, assertive. Now, assertive way of communication is one of the best way of communicating, especially when you are, saying no to somebody, right? There is a method to that. There is a process to that. Now, obviously, this video, I cannot share everything about communication skills, because, half an hour is not enough. But let me go ahead and talk about 6 steps. I'm sorry, 18 steps that you must not take. Okay. Now I'm using a modal verb, must not. Or I should say, you must avoid 18 steps that you must avoid while communicating, in three major areas as a coach and consultant, and 18 steps that you should keep in mind, or 18 tips that you should keep in mind, to do, while communicating. So 18 not to do's and 18 to do's. Are you ready to learn? Type RTL in the chat box. Okay. And I have a special gift for all of you who are staying till the end. Just watch out for the gift. Okay. I'm not going to announce that right now. Just watch out for the gift. And please do comment in YouTube video. Okay. We would love to look at your comment. We would love to reply you, as soon as possible. And we would love to see you inside our community as well. So don't forget to check the link in the description to know more about our services and what we do, right? And coming back to the point, let's type RTL, ready to learn, and let's remember, one of these, wonderful persons who had said that, the people of 21st century are not the ones who are not able to read, write, and speak, but the illiterate people of 21st century are the people who cannot unlearn to learn. Every skill is a learnable skill, right? For example, emotional intelligence as a coach. It's not just about your niche. It's not just about how much grasp or up to date information you have about your niche, but very, very important are these peripheral skills, which are actually, or I should not say peripheral, I should say foundational skills. For example, emotional intelligence, for example, communication skill, for example, marketing and selling skill. These are extremely important for each and every coach and consultant to learn, right? So let's take a look at the very basic. I've created a very basic mind map for you, and I have a gift for you as well. Okay, you can guess the gift already. So these are the three major areas. Okay, I'm going to be fast because we are losing time. Number one, internal team, vendor, or client communication. Number two, while marketing. And number three, while selling. What to do, what not to do. Let's go with the first point: internal team and vendor client communication. What not to do. These are the 6 things that you must not do. Staying non-responsive for more than 60 minutes for a message that you received from your client. Within 1 hour, you should respond. Also, don't be overly available or over responsive. That is obsessive compulsive disorder, right? Every time you're on your toes to answer. Don't do that. Don't put yourself on stress, right? If you're rushing to read the sentences, you're missing the words, and you're just reaching to conclusions because of a prejudice. Okay, prejudice means, judgment, blind judgments. Don't do that. If you're rushing to provide solution, whether in a Facebook direct message or Instagram direct message or over a call, just rushing to market and sell yourself without properly understanding the whole situation of your client or your prospect, that's a complete no. You're trying to be too personal too soon, okay, or with your client. Don't do that. And you are ignoring the urgencies that the client has, or the team has, even your team member or the vendor has, right? Your vendor can be somebody who is designing a graphics for you, who is designing a logo, who is doing a landing page for you, right? So it goes two ways, right? If you've given a work to your vendor, and the vendor is saying that, I'm very sorry, but I'm caught up and I will definitely do it by tomorrow, you should understand the problem of the vendor, instead of just thinking that because you paid X amount of money, you own his or her life. Not good, right? Because if you do that, it's karma is very real. What goes by comes by. If you do keep doing that with your vendors, with your graphic designer, with your video editor, with your ads, somebody who's running your ads, your customers are most likely are going to treat you the same way. Your learners are going to take you for granted. They would have paid probably 7,000 bucks or 6,999, and they would want you to be available for them all the time. Are you ready to take that up? Right? So be careful of what kind of energy and vibe that you're sending to your team, your vendors, and your clients. Okay. What to do then? All right. When you are doing internal communication, spend enough time to acknowledge and understand the problem. Always prioritize servicing over selling. Clearly set the expectation and of your deliverables. What is in scope, what is out of scope. Classic business analysis 101. Always tell them what can you do, what you can't do. Okay. And there is one quick tip that I would like to tell you, which I learned from my days in Citibank. Okay. And that was, never over promise and under deliver. Always under promise and over deliver. That's acceptable, but never over promise and under deliver. If you can actually do 2 things and you're telling client that you will do 3 things, complete no. So please build that habit of being assertively telling what is be in scope and what is out of scope. Okay. Being patient and empathetic to acknowledge the urgency of your client, vendor, and team member, even your team members, right? Responding with enthusiasm and politeness. These two are magical. When you have positive energy, you are hitting that those emoticons, your voice reflects it, voice modulation. When there is a certain positiveness, there is positivity, enthusiasm, and there is a certain humbleness and politeness and gratitude, all ages, people of all ages are going to love you for this enthusiasm and politeness. Magical combo. All right. Acknowledge the good work and then share the feedback. This is a classic elevation technique which we call in communication. Whenever you want to give a feedback to your team member or your client or your vendor, always first acknowledge the good things that they have done, and then sort of slide in your feedback. Okay. So first elevate, then slide in the feedback. Okay. If you got this, then just type slide in the comments. Awesome. And if you're really engaged till now, I'm super grateful to you. Okay. This is really going to save a lot of money in your business. Okay. comes marketing communication. Okay, now comes marketing communication. So where are you marketing? You're marketing organically through your content, and you're paying ads. Okay, you're paying in inorganic. Okay, you're doing it in inorganic way. Now, in either way, if you're doing it, if you're speaking in a monotonous and robotic tone, don't do that. Do not use complex language. Think about your audience. Who is your audience? And talk in a language they can understand. Many people think that call to action should not be given in all videos. Okay, let me clear the myth for you. If you are a coach and consultant and you are waiting for internet traffic to come to you, then don't be in the dilemma whether you should use CTA or not use CTA. You should always use CTA. The only thing that people don't understand is they confuse buttons and link clicks as CTA only. As all this, they think that is the only CTA. No, like, share, follow, comment, use the keyword, these are all call to action. Some kind of action you should always give in all videos. Okay, let me be very clear about it. Okay, so in each and every communication that you're doing in social media, in your post images, this that, always give a CTA. Now you can play around with different kinds of CTA, so think about it, right? So make sure that you always give the CTA. Okay, don't ramble, don't talk too much without addressing, and I mean, don't drift away from the problem, the actual problem. Sound over salesy and desperate. Don't do that. Okay, so that's why I said selling over servicing over selling, right? Leave your audience confused about the next step. Okay, always have very clear communication. Clearly tell them what is it that you want to you are expecting them to do, right? Now, while marketing, what you should do, always start with energetic hook and smile. Use usual conversation language, simple language. Be very crisp about your CTA, like, comment, follow, question, all these things, right? Clearly state who is the audience and what is that problem that you're solving in all your videos, paid or organic, sorry, organic or inorganic, right? Use short, punchy sentences. Okay, and that really helps to get a lot of viral views and likes and all that. Short, punchy sentences, I have experimented it. Whenever I talk more, people don't watch more, but whenever I talk less but very punchy and very smart way, then people always look at it, because online attention span is very less. Okay, and that reminds me to say thank you again if you're still here, because I have been talking too much and you're still here, so thank you so much. All right, now next is all right, clearly state, yeah, okay, add urgency in the CTA. Okay, so you can tell them that limited offer, less number of seats. I'm only open for 5, clients who can do this. So all kind of urgency you can think of. Just ask ChatGPT and you will get to know what are these things. Okay, so I hope you got what to do and what not to do. If you got it, type marketing in the comments. Coming to selling, while you're doing webinars, boot camps, what not to do. Okay, don't just read from slides and sound scripted. Okay, try to be original. Don't overload theory. I always call it high on information, low on transformation never works. Okay, do not ignore the chat and audience responses. Okay, always make a habit, build that muscle to always keep looking at your chat. Okay, do not try to dominate the conversation, especially in one to ones. Okay, do not jump to solutions without listening deeply, like that is attentive listening. Okay, and please do not use a general praise. Okay, for example, general I should say phrase, right? General phrases like, yeah, I know these things happen, these in this part of the world. I know if you're coming from Mumbai, you must be going. No, please don't talk like that. Okay, do not use general phrases. Okay, so just listen carefully and you will know what to say, how to respond. Yeah, now what to do, start with a personal story, or this is especially for webinars. In webinars, especially webinars bootcamp, follow the 20-60-20 rule. Okay, 20% of your webinar time or bootcamp time, it can be a 3 days bootcamp, 5 days bootcamp. 20% of the time should be story, 60% of the time should be value, concepts, drills, and last 20% of the time should be pitch. I hope you got this. If you got this, type 20, 60, 20. So 20% story, 60% value, 20% pitch. All right. Always acknowledge the names and the comments that you're getting in a live class. Okay. Let it be your internal paid clients or let it be your leads. Whenever you're taking a session for them, whether webinar, boot camp, inner circle call, whatever it is, right? Always acknowledge the names in the comments. Okay. Let them speak, especially in one to one. Let them speak for 70% of the time. Okay. Mirror and validate their concern, empathy, right? You can say, you can give verbal empathy, acknowledgement. You can give non-verbal is like, okay, I see. Uh-huh. All right. These are verbal. And non-verbal acknowledgement is being empathetic, right? Non-verbal acknowledgement, okay, right? The eyebrow raise, right? Things like that. Oh, these expressions non-verbal, right? So having that body language, that tonality, that modulation, which will sound empathetic, which will make them feel that yes, we are listening to them and we are attentively listening. Now please don't overdo it, because there are some people who will always like frequently interrupt. Okay, okay, after each statement. Don't do that. I mean, like, you can do it, in some time, but you should definitely do it, right? And m- uh, you should always ask the coaching style. You should have the coaching style of open ended questions, right? um your coaching style should always have open ended questions, not close ended questions. Okay, that's what this point means, right? So open ended questions are like, close ended question are like, did you like this webinar, yes or no, right? Especially in one to ones I'm talking about. Don't ask like, I hope you got the solution. Yeah, that's good. Okay, what do you think? Do you think I was able to solve if your problem? If yes, can you say a little bit more about it? Like, can you please tell me what are the three actions that you're going to take after this call? Right? So these are open ended questions where the answer is going to give you more idea about your customer. Now, that is very good communication skill. My dear friends, as I had, first of all, thank you so much for staying this far. Second, as I had promised, that how not to communicate this video is going to help you a lot. And to add the cherry on the cake, I am going to give you a complete PDF of what I just taught you. So if you want that PDF, completely free of cost, after you, give a registration of your name and your phone number and your email ID. Once you do that, I will give you the free download of the PDF of what I just taught. Always have that. Not only one, I'll give you two. All right, two PDFs. I just realized that I can give you two PDFs, not just one. So I'll give you two communication style PDFs for coaches and consultants. If you want that, just type more no just type communicate in quotes, communicate in quotes in the comments, and whoever wrote that in the comments, my team is going to give you the link where you can register and download these two PDFs on communication skills. Thank you so much once again to stay till the end. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and support our channel to grow. I've been working really hard, but maybe not smart, and that's why it has not grown much. But yeah, if you have subscribed, I'm really grateful to you. And if you stayed till this end, I'm really grateful to you. Let's make sure that these life skills like communication skill, I don't consider communication skills as a business skill or a career skill. It's not limited to that. Communication skills is something which will help you throughout your life. And I have seen uncountable instances of that. These skills can save everything, save your life, save a war, save a divorce, can help somebody to be a great man, a great leader, everything. Your business, your wealth, communication skills. Do not ignore this. Thank you so much. Take care.